In this video, we will introduce the four following git commands: git initialize, git status, git add, and git commit. And before we do so, let's establish a metaphor here, and let's think of Git as a photographer that will be taking snapshots of your code. First thing that photographer will need is a location or the address of the event that you want the pictures taken of. In our case, that will be our projects folder. And so we'll navigate there and we will run the git init command. Now, behind the scenes, what's really happening is that Git creates a hidden folder called .git. That folder really contains all the supporting files that makes your folder a Git repository. So for the sake of organization, our photographer here will think of everything in terms of three things, or three areas. The first area is the working area, or basically the event. That's the folder as you see it when you open it. The second area is the repository, or the camera. That's all the snapshots that the photographer has taken of the event. And the third area is really almost the whole reason why I went with this metaphor. Now, our photographer does not want to get sued, so he or she will only track or take pictures of people who have signed the waiver form. And the staging area here is where we will tell our photographer who has signed this form and who hasn't. The second command here is git status, and that is basically the command that you will use to check in with the photographer on the status of the event. What kind of snapshots has been taken so far, what people came in late and have not yet signed the waiver form, so on and so forth. So if we run this command right here and now, that's what we would get. Basically, it will say that we are on the main timeline, or we are on the main branch, and we have not yet taken any snapshots, and there is nothing to take a snapshot of because no one has came yet. Basically, there's no files to track. Now, I would encourage you to use that command a lot. It never hurts, and it will always give you a brief status or a brief report of your project and what's been going on so far. Now, let's create a new file here, and let's call it program.java. Now, Git knows that there is a new file, but it also knows that there is no waiver form that has been signed for that file just yet. And so it will not track it until we tell it to do so. If you're following along, please pause the video here and try to run the git status command just so you see what kind of message or what the message looks like. Alright, so how can we sign this waiver form? And that is the git add command. Once you do that, a snapshot of all your changes that you've made basically will be taken into the staging area. Again, pause the video here and try to run the git status command just so you see what the new message would look like. Now, this snapshot here is basically a mental snapshot that the photographer takes just so they know who they are allowed to track and who they are allowed to take pictures of. To persist the snapshot, we're gonna have to use the git commit command. Our final command for this video is the git commit command. Now, this command is basically how we record the snapshot along with a descriptive message, a timestamp, and the name of the author or whoever made that change. Now, let's run the command here. It's git commit -m for message, and then between the quotation marks, you're gonna leave a descriptive message or just a small description of what the changes in that snapshot are. This is it for our 4 basic commands. I don't want to make this video any longer than this, so I'll see you in the next video.